Let's learn about dragonflies. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of a dragonfly. What do you notice about this picture? Is there anything that you recognize in this picture? Let's learn about this dragonfly. What do you know about dragonflies? Take a minute and think about one fact you know about dragonflies. If you need to, you can pause the recording now while you think about that one fact. Have you ever seen a dragonfly? Maybe you've seen a dragonfly in a book. Do you have that one fact now? Great, let's move on. Dragonflies are insects, or bugs, that have long bodies, clear wings, and large eyes. There are over 5,000 species of dragonflies. Dragonflies live throughout the world. They like to live in warm climates near the water. So, we do see dragonflies around here, but we don't really see them until it's summertime. Look at the pictures up top. These are pictures of dragonflies. These dragonflies all look very different. There are 5,000 different types of dragonflies. So you may not see the same dragonfly each time you see a dragonfly. Dragonflies come in a variety of colors, including blue, green, yellow, and red. They are some of the most colorful insects on the planet. They also come in a range of sizes from half an inch long to over 5 inches long. Let's take a look at the dragonflies at the bottom. Can you find the blue dragonfly? Put your finger on the blue dragonfly. Great job. How about the green dragonfly? Can you find the green dragonfly? Great. Now let's find the yellow dragonfly. Put your finger on the yellow dragonfly. Oh, great job. And finally, find the red dragonfly. Way to go. Now, a dragonfly can be as small as a half an inch or as long as 5 inches. And half an inch is pretty small. 5 inches long is about as long as your mom or dad's cell phone. That's pretty long for a bug. Dragonflies are not really related to common flies, so they're not like those little flies that you might see flying around. And did you know that having a dragonfly land on your head is considered good luck? I also heard that same thing about ladybugs. The good thing is that dragonflies don't sting, and generally, they don't bite you either. So you don't have to be that scared if a dragonfly lands on you. Now, a dragonfly is pretty big. Let's look at this picture of the dragonfly in somebody's hand. That's a big insect. So that would be scary if it came flying at us. But we don't need to be that scared of it. Let's take a look at the body parts of a dragonfly. Since a dragonfly is an insect, it has the same body parts as the beetle, the bee, and the ladybug. There's a head, which is all the way at the top. There's a thorax, which is right in the middle. And there's an abdomen. The abdomen is a little different though than the other bugs that we learned about. The abdomen in a dragonfly is long and it has different parts to it. Let's count the different parts of this abdomen. Why don't we start all the way at the bottom? Put your finger all the way at the bottom and let's count those different squares that we see in the abdomen. Are you ready? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 parts to this dragonfly's abdomen. Each dragonfly might have more or less parts. The next thing about the dragonfly is that it has 6 legs, just like our beetle, our bee, and our ladybug. Let's count the legs on the dragonfly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great job. Now, something else that we've seen on the dragonfly, the beetle, and the bee is that there were 2 sets of wings. You can clearly see the 2 sets of wings on the dragonfly. The dragonfly does not have a hard set of wings like the beetle did. Despite having 6 legs, the dragonfly doesn't walk very well. That's pretty silly. Don't you think that having 6 legs would mean he'd walk really well? Well, it doesn't mean that. However, the dragonfly is a great flyer. Dragonflies can hover in one place. That means that they can stay in the air and not move. So it's kind of like floating, like you do in the water, but this time it's in the air. They fly extremely fast, and they can even fly backwards. Dragonflies are some of the fastest flying insects in the world. They can fly over 30 miles per hour. That is as fast as a car can go. Now I know that our beetle and our ladybug and our bee can fly about 15 miles an hour. This is double that. So a dragonfly would definitely win a race if it were against those other bugs. In order to see predators, a predator is something that wants to eat them or attack them. And their food, dragons have a large compound eyes. These eyes are made up of thousands of smaller eyes and allow the dragonfly to see in all different directions. So look very closely at those pictures. All those little dots you see are smaller eyes, and that big circle is its one big eye. So dragonflies can see all around them. So when they're looking for food, it makes it easier for them. And when they're looking out for something that wants to hurt it, they can see it too. One of the best things about dragonflies is that they like to eat mosquitoes and gnats. You know those annoying bugs that we get in the warmer weather? Especially those mosquitoes. When a mosquito bites us, we get that very itchy bump. I don't like that. And our dragonflies here, they eat those mosquitoes. So if you see a dragonfly around, you're probably not going to get bit by a mosquito. They also eat all other types of insects, including cicadas, flies, and even other smaller dragonflies. Dragonflies create a basket with their legs to catch their food or their prey. They capture their prey or their food with their legs and biting it to hold it in place. They will sometimes eat what they have caught while they are still flying. If you take a look at the 3 pictures below, you can see pictures of dragonfly and the food that they caught. Now you know they eat other bugs. So it's a good thing that a dragonfly can fly really fast. So that means they'd be able to catch their food pretty easily. The dragonflies, though, have to look out for fish, ducks, birds, and water beetles because they like to eat dragonflies. So again, it's a good thing that a dragonfly has all those eyes to help them look out for fish, ducks, birds, and water beetles because I don't think they want to get eaten. Groups of dragonflies are called swarms. Look at that picture above. There's a lot of dragonflies in one place. When you see a lot of dragonflies, we call that a swarm. Now the next fact, for me, is a really cute fact. The dragonflies need to warm up in the sun during the morning before they can start flying for most of the day. So here's a picture of a dragonfly laying on the ground trying to warm up in the sun, just like what we do in the summer when maybe we lay on the beach or at a park or by a pool. We're laying to warm up just like the dragonflies. Let's now look at the life cycle of a dragonfly. You probably noticed that this picture looks different than the other pictures you've seen with the bee, the beetle, and the ladybug. That's because the life cycle of a dragonfly only has 3 stages, not 4. The first stage in the life cycle of the dragonfly is the same. That is the egg stage. After the egg stage, it is the nymph stage. Once the dragonflies hatch out of the eggs and become a nymph, they can live in the water for around a year. So that's something different than the other insects we learned about. The other insects that go from egg to larvae still live on the land. With the dragonfly, once they hatch out of that egg, they live in the water, and they can live in the water as the nymphs for about a year. That's a long time. Then, once the nymph leaves the water and begins to fly, they turn into the dragonfly. And once they're an adult dragonfly, they only live for about a month. So in the 3 stages of the dragonfly's life cycle, the egg, the nymph, and the adult dragonfly, most of that life cycle of the dragonfly is lived out in the nymph stage, the second stage. And you don't see them at all. Unless you're swimming underwater, in a lake or a pond, with your eyes open, of course. But they are very hard to see. Wow, dragonflies are so interesting. There are so many facts about the dragonflies. Let's go over some of them. So, there are over 5,000 different species of dragonflies. That's why we get all the different colors, sizes, and shapes. Dragonflies come in many beautiful colors. Can you name some of the colors that you saw during this video? Great job! This one is one of the best facts about a dragonfly. They do not sting. So like our bee that will sting us, the dragonflies will not. They still look scary and big, but they won't hurt us. Dragonflies are really fast. They fly up to 30 miles per hour. Dragonflies have large eyes and they can see in all directions. And we said that was really good for looking out for other things that want to hurt them or for them to find food. Dragonflies eat mosquitoes. That is so great because I don't like it when I get bit by a mosquito. Those are really itchy for me. Some eat their food while flying. Just like we might eat our food or maybe eat some candy or snack when we're walking, the dragonflies like to eat it while they're flying. A group of dragonflies is called a swarm. Dragonflies need to warm up in the sun before flying. I really like that fact. During the second stage of the life cycle of the dragonfly, lives in the water. Dragonflies only live for about a month. Now remember, that's the adult dragonfly. The nymph stage, the second stage of the dragonfly, can live in the water for up to a year. We learned so much about dragonflies. So now, let's take a minute and try to think of 3 new things that we learned. There were a lot of facts in this video, So I know that coming up with 3 or maybe 4 or maybe 5 things are going to be pretty easy for you. If you need to, you can pause the video while you're thinking about your 3 things, or you can go back and look at the other slides. There are a lot of facts about dragonflies. Then, once you have your 3 things or more, I need you to draw the picture of those things, or draw a picture of the prettiest dragonfly that you saw in this video. After you do that, I need you to go get mom or dad, grandma or grandpa, or an older brother and sister to help you write those 3 facts down. Write those 3 facts down so you don't forget them. And then take a picture, send it to me on Dojo, or post it to Google Classroom so I can see it. I can't wait to see the pictures that you draw about dragonflies. Dragonflies are such beautiful insects.